All right. So team, if you're on this call or if you're watching this recording, it likely means, not 100%, but it likely means that you are on uh, the Art of Homeownership version of the Neo experience. And we are making a big push to transition everything over to Matrix because it's going to operate a lot better. It's going to be easier for all parties involved. And really, Art of Homeownership it's still there. It's just there's not a lot of support happening with it, and we're kind of sunsetting it. This is why we really want to move everybody over into the Matrix instance of this. So Kelly's going to talk about what that looks like and then the timeline of it all. And our goal really is that by June or July 1st, we have everybody off of the AOH version onto the Matrix version of Neo Experience and the entirety of it. So Kelly, go ahead and get started, and we'll leave time for Q&A at the end and go from there.
Sure. Hey, everybody, if we haven't met, I'm Kelly Yale. I'm the Director of Innovation over here at Neo, and we are pretty excited to introduce you to Matrix if you have not seen it before. I know that so many of you were passionate about the Art of Homeownership because it was really a great way for you to give your customers and your real estate agents more than just a typical mortgage experience, right? And the important parts of that for you were having the Neo Experience app to be able to offer them HomeBot and HomeBinder and Updater. I just want to let you know that we are definitely not losing any of those tools by moving over to Matrix. What I would say instead is that the level of integration and communication around the things that are so important to you is going to be the biggest change maker for you. So these systems are going to start talking to one another. We're going to start being able to glean sort of the best out of each of these different technologies. And we're going to be able to introduce those to your, whether that is a corporate partnership, a recruit that you're trying to get on board, somebody who you just want to bring into the Neo experience, or showing a real estate agent the Neo experience as a whole. We're going to have a lot of tools over there for you. We're also going to be marrying in some really important new concepts. Those happen to include sales boomerang integration, and it's not just the leads that are going to integrate. You're actually going to have a complete marketing resource around those leads. So not just selling sort of what can be done, but instead being very data driven in your ability to offer this incredible best in class solution to them, but also promising them that, you're going to be of value to them, not just for this transaction or for the next year, but honestly for the next 20 to 30 years as they start to, really understand how to build generational wealth for their family and their future. So right now inside the Matrix tech stack, we have the following technologies. ADM is our main hub. ADM is the CRM component of the system. That's where you're going to sign in every day. And then Automator is the entire communication and marketing strategy that is built on top of ADM. HomeBinder and Updater you're familiar with. HomeBinder, of course, being a valuable tool for people to be able to manage the asset that they're buying. Updater making sure that they know how to successfully move into that house. FinLocker app, I'm sure you're familiar with, but that is the Neo Experience app where we're showing them, how they can connect their bank accounts, credit worthiness, home ready worthiness, all of the things that we want to make sure that we use in order to put them on the right path for the journey. HomeBot, which you're hyper familiar with, I'm sure, letting them know what the value of that property is and what kind of equity they have built inside. And last but not least, it will also include experience.com. Now, that is a pretty flat technology right now, but I assure you in the future, the way that we're going to be able to weave experience.com in and out of your emails. So imagine that you have a first-time home buyer and you're marketing to that person, trying to convince them to stop renting and to buy. And every one of your emails includes a call to action at the bottom that is an experience.com feedback from only first-time home buyers, talking about the way that you were so instrumental in their success. So there's a lot of different ways that technology will actually work together. And we're just taking the very first steps in creating that. Likely you are not the biggest fan of mortgage technology. And the reason that you aren't is because we love to ask loan officers to learn and learn and learn a variety of technologies. I just want to let you know that that is not what we are building. In fact, what we're trying to build is the opposite of that. We're trying to automate all of your best intentions on your behalf so that you can concentrate on selling, not on understanding the various nuances of each and every one of these things. We want your consumer experience to be automated to the point where you have such raving fans in your customers when they're done that they're going out and selling you and you giving them the tools in order to do that. And for your referral partners, we are just constantly nurturing and curating relationships that will yield results for you. In general, what this system is going to do in the future, and really kind of what it does now, is make sure that your customer really feels heard and understood. That's the entire baseline of all of Art of Homeownership and NEO, is making sure that we're giving the best advice that serves the best interest of the customer, while understanding what their future goals are and designing a strategy that's going to fit with those future goals. Meaning that if somebody says, I'm going to be ready to refinance my house in a year, that you have every single tool that you need to remind you of that and to set you up for success for that future conversation. We want to make sure that they understand that we dedicate ourselves to being a lifelong resource. And so that way, when we do have data-led things, it doesn't feel creepy. It doesn't feel like you're like peeking through the blinds and saying, hey, I heard you put your house on the market. Instead, what we want to make sure that we're doing is we're saying, we're always looking out for any opportunity to help. We understand that you put your house on the market. We would love to get you pre-approved from your next home. So all the different things that we need in order to grow our business, but making sure that we have all of the assets more or less in one solution for you. So you don't have to bounce around trying to remember passwords and trying to figure out what each thing does and if you remembered all the things. That's really important because as people are going through what we consider the NEO experience, there are so many different steps that are involved. And you trying to be on top of every single one of these steps for every single person you talk to is clearly not going to be something that's going to be possible. So instead, we built all of this into the system for you. When you meet someone, you'll be able to put them on a nurture campaign that thanks your referral partner at the beginning, checks in the middle of the campaign, and also at the end says, what should we do? How is the house hunt going? How should I take this further? Really curating that relationship, building that incredible level of trust that someone needs to have in order to do business with you. When you have that dreams and goals call, being able to really structure them in something that's going to be correct for them, following up with them while they're house hunting, making sure that while they go through the loan process, that they understand every nuance of lending, and then setting yourself up for success for the CSMs who will also be working in the system, that you'll have notes at the 3, 6 month, 1 year checkup, that we're going to be able to do data-led strategies, and that really we're going to be teaching them from that point on how to use their equity correctly, maybe make some passive income with other properties or any future opportunity that we have. For you, that's just kind of a smaller chart, because obviously what we want you to do is to make sure that these things are done every time, that you're having a dreams and goals call, that you're able to give a really good consultation, that you have a contract meeting, that you're, when the loan's approved, that that you're communicating correctly, that you're sending over the final CD, making sure that the steps get done. And this is really what we ask of you to do. The rest of it, we're going to automate on your behalf. Because most of your days right now look a lot like this. You're trying to figure out if you have done all of the important things that need to be done on every single file in order to hyper communicate in the correct way to the people who need that messaging from you. As we move forward, we'll also be building a lot of different things into the technology, but I do want to make sure that you kind of understand that right now, Simple Nexus is going to be talking to the CRM that actually launches in a couple of weeks. Encompass is going to talk to the CRM. So anything that you put inside Encompass is going to push over to ADM. You're always able to put any of your lead sources in, especially if you're doing lead generation, lead buying, things like that. We're going to be able to have something that's going to help you in this system. And we're going to marry all these systems together. So it's not quite as complicated as what you see there. And right now, what we're doing is we're making sure that if you have lead to application, that we have all of those strategies built for you, as well as app to contract to close, and then figuring out what those future opportunities are going to be and how you're going to be valuable to them in that long-term relationship. Your system is going to come All of this is already going to be done for you. All of your text messaging is pre-written. You're welcome to write it yourself, but you're going to get a lot of people who are going to be sending you texts and be super happy that you have texts. Comes with a website. You're going to have 3 weekly articles that you can share across social media. There's going to be a digital marketing hub inside Adium that currently the Neo marketing team is working to build out something called Maxa. So all of your flyers and everything are going to be available right there in your CRM. We handle all communication, which means even if it's a birthday for a real estate agent, a birthday for for one of your customers, we're letting you know that that's coming in case you want to do something special. We let the realtors know that their customers' birthdays are coming up in case they want to do something special. There's just almost nothing that this solution won't be able to help you do long term. Your websites are great. They're highly editable. If you're somebody who really likes to blog, if you're somebody who really enjoys putting videos up, or if you're somebody who just likes to have your own look to things, you'll be able to edit this website yourself. It's super simple. We made it simple because we wanted you to be able to feel like you could personalize different aspects of it. We take our email very, very seriously. It is all timed correctly. It is all messaged correctly. Every single thing you do has a call to action at the bottom. The reason that is so that someone can understand more about what it is you're telling them. All of those articles are on your website. You're launching the website with hundreds of articles already baked in. And you have 37, I believe is now the number, B2B and B2C campaigns. So no matter what kind of buyer you have a campaign that is going to be correct for them, as well as being able to have specific campaigns for when you meet financial advisors, when you meet new real estate agents, re-engaging your old real estate agents, not that they're old, I mean, just former relationships, or maybe you work with old ones. I don't know. But at the same time, you'll be able to definitely have really good relationships with them. And the reason we do all that, reason we give you all those tools is because we know that when we tie everything together, you're going to get more responses. So that's why you have emails, that's why you have website, and that's why you have pre-written texting for you. But these are all combined into one buyer strategy that I guarantee you is going to get you results. And then I just want to point out one thing as it's going through from contract to close. The level at which it communicates on your behalf is something you likely have not ever experienced. And the reason I can say that is because it's designed to do things very specifically. Every single person in the transaction has their own journey. So let's use the appraisal's been ordered, right? So in typical CRMs, they go, the appraisal has been ordered, and it is a decree, and everyone gets the message. In ours, we say your appraisal has been ordered to the borrower, and then we explain to them what an appraisal is, what an appraiser does when they go to the house, and how they can understand what an appraisal is when they receive it. So the loan officer, we're making sure that you know that this was ordered, but we want to make sure that you're ready to communicate for when that comes back. For the buyer's agents, we say, we have ordered the appraisal. Please do not drive us crazy until we hear back. No, I don't actually say that, but it more or less says that in the nicest possible way, which is be right back in touch with you. And then last to the seller's agent, we say, hey, we have ordered this appraisal. We definitely want to make sure that you have everything the way you want it to be so that when the appraiser gets there, they're going to be good to go. So as you can see, it's very, very different. Our job throughout the communication strategy when the loan's going through the process is to make sure that that listing agent is going to become a referral partner. That's where the money of the system is. How do we introduce the brand? How do you start those conversations? And then how do we take people from 0 loans that they've ever given you to maybe 2 or 3 and take the people who give you 2 or 3 and turn them into 10? That's kind of the goal. When it comes to the referral partner marketing, we have so much marketing that's available to you. Not only are you already, the minute you assign a campaign, going to be communicating with that agent via text and via phone or via email, you're going to set incredible expectations that you're absolutely going to be able to follow through with. The monthly communication that we send out is a great business building piece. It also has a little bit about the market that goes out every month to the real estate agents. For your really best real estate agents, we have something called the Friday Realtor Review, which is a tremendous little piece of marketing pretty much for your top 10 agents that just tells them exactly what they can be doing that week to build more referral business, to build more relationships. We just want to be able to be of value to them. And then we obviously have those campaigns that I told you about, which is like, if you meet a new agent, let's sell them I'm working with Neo. If you haven't heard from an agent in a few months, put them on that realtor re-engagement campaign. And then the one we're working on right now is, how do we tell a real estate agent how insanely valuable we are to their client using the Neo experience? All the different technology highlighted, what their consumer experience will be. All of that is happening right now. It is exactly what we're doing in the month of June. Our goal here is incredibly serious. We want to make sure that what we're delivering is the very thing that Neo was founded upon, which was being this incredibly forward-thinking, financially responsible company that wants to show people how they can gain wealth through the decisions that they're going to make through homeownership. As we move forward, we will also be folding all kinds of technology into this main hub so that you have so much less to do and find and not understand, and have way more tools at your fingertips at all times. As we move toward bringing Sales Boomerang in, I just want to let you understand a little bit of foreshadowing on this. I don't expect the full integration of Sales Boomerang to probably happen until probably the end of July. But once it does, once we're receiving those different triggers, when I say that there is a complete curated system around each trigger, it really are. And if you think about it like this, if you spoke to somebody today and their credit score was 630, and you said, gosh, let's not say 630, let's say 530. There's just nothing I can do, right now, but let's get you on the path to be able to have that person on a credit improvement campaign that is teaching them how to dispute inaccuracies and how to raise their credit score and how to get them on the goal to home ownership. Once Sales Boomerang tells us, hey, listen, that credit score is now, let's say it's 590. We continue that journey for you. So it looks like you have been quarterbacking these people for 3 months, for 2 years. But really what you've been doing is nothing and letting the system curate that lead for you. But the minute they're ready to be pre-approved, we let you know, we let the customer know. It's just kind of a very different idea when it comes to the way that your database is going to create incredible value for you. So right now what we're doing is we're building this system with our partners, and we are trying to figure out what is going to be the very best way that this system can help you. Eddie is on my team. Ryan is obviously on the team, and we are trying to create something that no one else has. We're very lucky that we have really smart people who are helping us do that. That's one of the best kind of parts of the system, is that the Matrix user group on Teams is a pretty fun place to stay and be really collaborative. People have ideas all the time. So that's really kind of a cool part of this. But it is admittedly in beta, and I don't want you to think like that's not a scary world, but it is a new world. We're all on a journey together. We've come together as, multiple companies into Neo. We're putting a lot of different companies into this tech stack. But so far it's really, I think, surprising people with the amount of communication that they're receiving from their friends and from their realtors and for the people they're working with. If you would like to sign up, please believe me that we will never leave you in the lurch. We have something called the Matrix Tech Stack site. There it is. Wow, that's hard to say. All of our vendors are spelled out. All of their training is spelled out. All of the support is spelled out, how much it costs, what you can do with the website. And then under training is every single piece of training like the one we're doing today and how to use the system. We want to make sure that you guys are really successful in using it. And we want to make signing up really simple for you as well. I would ideally, even though you are part of AOH, still like you to go through this intake, just so that I'm 100% sure we have all the most updated things for you. And then what will happen is you'll fill that out. We will build you a website. We will build your CRM seat. We will assist you with bringing your database over, which is probably the craziest and nicest thing we do as a part of this process, because it takes a tremendous amount of time, but it's going to let us know that you're safe moving from point A to point B. If you would like to automatically apply the monthly marketing to all your real estate agents, we will do that. The consumer newsletter that goes out every month can be assigned to all your closed borrowers. And then we just want you to learn. We want you to train with us. It's a very simple simple solution. It sounds complicated, but it is really actually really kind of simple to use. And then we want to just grow with you. We want you to know what you think and what your ideas are. Um, as you can see on the left, if you bought all of this outside, you know how expensive all of these tools can be. We are doing it for the same cost that you had when you were at AOH, because that seemed like a fair price. And that's it. I know I have one question, but I really appreciate you guys learning a little bit about that. I hope it wasn't too much, but I want to make sure you have the full scope of what it is that we're doing.